Manners maketh man. Kingsman: The Golden Circle is directed by Matthew Vaughn, and it features a large ensemble cast that includes Taron Egerton, Mark Strong, Colin Firth, Pedro Pascal, Halle Berry, Channing Tatum, Jeff Bridges, and Julianne Moore. When the Kingsman headquarters are destroyed, Eggsy and Merlin, Taron Egerton and Mark Strong journey to the US in search of their allies, the Statesmen, so that they can work together to defeat a common villain. It was great to see these actors back in these roles. Taron Egerton and Colin Firth really became their characters again. It's as if they never stopped filming. I like it when a sequel can capture that magic again. This one definitely does that. Their characters especially had some really nice callbacks to the first one, and their characters continued to grow, which was really good to see. Julianne Moore plays the villain in this. Her introduction is fantastic. You really see how messed up and crazy she is. Elton John was hysterical in this. I was not expecting that at all, and I'm not going to say anything else about it because I think the less you know, the better. But you know who really shined in this? Mark Strong as Merlin. I was really not expecting that. In the first film, I would say it was Colin Firth that really stood out. This time it is definitely Mark Strong. He steals the show. I liked how this time they really embraced his character's Scottish side. They really went into the culture. The first one, if you're not aware, Mark Strong was meant to be Welsh, but he struggled with the accent, so he managed to convince Matthew Vaughn to let him be a Scotsman. So I think that's why last time he didn't really get any plays with his nationality in that one, because it was such a last minute change. They didn't write anything into the script. This time they really just go all out. And as someone from Scotland and who still lives in Scotland, it was great to see with a sold out crowd. Everyone found his character hilarious and it really hit home. This sequel is a really good example of how to do a sequel. It one-ups everything. There were a lot more jokes, stakes were higher, the action was much clearer, and from a storytelling point of view they did a really good job continuing the world building with the technology, the characters, and just the Kingsman lore. The CGI was great, but I don't think there's a special effects scene that's going to stand out as much as the previous one with the head scene. That's definitely not going to be a scene that's talked about as much as that one. This was just a really enjoyable film and a really good time. Definitely one of the best I've seen this year. That doesn't mean it was perfect though. I did have a few issues with it. My first issue being with Julianne Moore's character. Her introduction, like I said, was fantastic. It was a really memorable scene, and if it wasn't for that scene, you definitely wouldn't take her as seriously as you do for the rest of the film. But my problem was that she didn't really do much. The entire time she's just in one room, except for I guess one scene, but that was clearly done in front of a green screen. It looks like she was only there for one day to film all her scenes. And she doesn't meet any of the main characters until the very last act. I just feel that someone with her caliber should have been given more to do. This film also introduces a lot of new characters, and in doing so it meant that a lot of them didn't really get developed that much. They were quite one-dimensional. I can imagine if they do a sequel or a spin-off, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a spin-off of this now. I can see them then developing their characters more. This issue is more of a minor complaint, but they didn't really address any of the aftermath from the first one, like who's in charge of Kingsman now, or how much the world was affected by the hacking from the first one. Maybe no one else wanted them to address that, but me personally, I kind of did. I was also surprised that Eggsy's mother was only in this for one scene at the very end for about 1 second with 0 lines. Now I didn't really want her to be in the film that much, maybe just one scene for 1 minute, that would have been fine. Because in the first one you can tell, and quite rightly so, he's very protective of his mother. So I would have made the assumption that he would have used some of his money he's earned from Kingsman to help her move out of that place and is somewhere nicer with nicer people. I would have expected some kind of scene like that, but there wasn't anything at all. I'm guessing there was meant to be some kind of scene like that, and I'm going to assume it was just cut from the film because I do remember hearing that the original cut was 4 hours, so something definitely got cut there. I'm pretty sure that was one of the things that probably did. And lastly, my biggest issue with the film itself was the storyline between Eggsy and the princess. While it was funny and story-wise I think it was essential for his character's growth, I just couldn't buy their relationship. It just felt like in the first film her character was there for a joke. and that was it. There were no layers to their relationship, and it could have just been anyone. In a movie, when there's a relationship, I want to see something that makes it unique. This did not do that. And my final complaint is not about the film itself, but the marketing campaign. It would have been nice if they had kept it hidden and not shown Colin Firth in all the trailers and in the poster. Had they kept it under wraps, it really would have added so much more when you saw him for the first time in this film. So overall, this is an excellent example of how to do a sequel. Tighter script, more laughs, cleaner action, and continuing to develop the world and characters. I will say that you do have to overlook some things, like physics-wise, there's some things that are really just not possible, and some recovery times for characters when they're injured is just way too fast. But thanks to Matthew Vaughn's direction and clearly establishing the tone in the franchise, it makes it much easier for you to accept. It's just a film that's not meant to be taken seriously, and you're just meant to have a good time, and you definitely have a good time with this. I would give Kingsman: The Golden Circle an 8.5 out of 10. If you enjoyed the first one, you will certainly enjoy this. Personally, I think it was the better of the two. So are you planning to see Kingsman: The Golden Circle, or have you already seen it? What were your thoughts on it? Why not write them down in the comments below? Let's have a discussion. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can see the next movie review that I put online. Until next time, see ya.